Oh, it's a big school of them, biggest school of them. I'm looking at the biggest, Marty. That's tea for us. You know, like the travelling part of it's good, but it's what you get up to. That's where it's at. Do I get them both? No, one's chasing the other one. Oh, right in the shallows. They were like in ankle deep water. This year's gonna be something else. Right, back to the DIY stuff. Still going with it. I've got a few more things to do yet too, but next one. So, obviously, I want to show you the trip, you know, as we're doing it. So I want to be able to upload, get my videos happening, keep on top of them. So, Starlink's got to come, and it's okay in the camper trailer. I've got a lot of room for it, you know, I've got spots for it and that. But yeah, in the ute, well, you can see by the size of it, she's a pretty big unit, but it's a must. I've got to make room for it. It's got to come no matter what. And the router's not too bad. I've got a spot for it. Well, I'll be able to get a spot for it, but this thing, I just had to think of a way for the dish. And you know, I don't want it to get buggered near the stuff. So what I've come up with, I've got a bit of angle alley. What did I go? 40 by 40 by 3 mil. And what I'm going to do is, I'll show you on little bits of alley to give you an idea. So what I'm doing is picture this. So that's your dish. That's the alley. So I'm gonna have it so a full square around it, made out of this alley angle. So when it sits in it, it's just going to be sitting in there like that. And picture a full frame around the outside. And then where we're going to put that is in Dodger's dog crate. Lucky girl, but I won't interfere with her. It's going to be up top, so nowhere near her. I'll give you an idea anyway before I get stuck into it. Here's your dish. Flat part is going to be facing towards the roof, so this little leg here will be sticking down, but like I said, nowhere near her. And it'll go as far into this corner as possible and right up to the center, to the back of the other side of the canopy, and it'll house up there. And that frame that I make is going to attach to the roof, and then I'll have 2 straps, and that can be just housed up in there. They are obviously waterproof, so that's not a problem, but it is a dry canopy too, a dry dog box, so got to look after the girl. So water won't be an issue, but in saying that, well, this dish lives in the rain when it's set up. But at least I know to be stored in a good spot. That's the main thing. Oh, then, gonna get stuck into it. Alright. So who else gets OCD? It's probably one of the only cases I get, but when I do a job, I've got to have everything for that job around me. I can't have it 10 meters away or 5 meters away. It's got to be like beside me. So yeah, everything for it too. I don't like stopping halfway through and having to go get something. Anyway, got everything here, so we'll get into it. Oh, I'll introduce to me cameraman or camera girl. Can't assume these days, I guess, eh? But anyway, meet Wheelie. Really does a really good job at hanging on to the camera. Yes, the drop saw would be good, but I'm using what I've got and it still works. I've learned to, on your mark, well, I ain't no professional, but on your mark I just do the lightest little cut, like barely even scratching the surface. And then when I do that, I find I can follow that a lot easier than just going straight in and cutting along the line. Right, got all of our bits cut. Buffed them off as good as I could. So how this is going to go is 2 end ones. I'm not going to make them so they sit flush, it doesn't have to be. So what I'm going to do is the little ones across the top and bottom, we're going to sit underneath the ones going that way. That way the dish has got more of a point where it sits flat on. Yeah, what I'll end up doing is cutting some of them foam mats up, I'd say, and I'm gonna stick them down on the inside so that dish has got something soft to sit on, because there'll be pot rivets in the corner, and even though they only stick up yay far, that over time will end up rubbing through that dish. So that's what I'll end up doing. That sits quite well. what I'll do now is 2 pot rivet holes in each corner, and I'll pot rivet this frame together. Also Sikaflex helps it out, so that's how I end up doing my whole what do you call it, false floor for my boat. Yeah, no welding involved. What I did was pot rivet and shitload of pot rivets and Sikaflex, and well, she's still going strong. So that's what we'll end up doing for this. I'll drop this in and see how it goes. So I didn't leave much room at all for play. So that's pretty good. Anyway, I'm pretty happy about that. I reckon, because this will be going up underneath like that, these will be the straps to hold it in. And what I might do is some big washers and yeah, pot rivet them on, so then they're not loose and they'll hang there. Yeah, should work alright. While they're sitting in that right spot, this end doesn't so much matter, but this end, and they're where the buckles are, I like where they are. I'm gonna just mark that right now. I'll go all the way through. Just gonna mark the material and put a little mark on the alley as well. Okay, turns out I didn't think ahead. I've got to pot rivet this up to the roof first, because obviously the cushion padding will go over the pot rivet. So we'll attach this, and that foam weighs nothing. I'll just be able to Sikaflex it while it's up in there. But it's coming alive now. As I was drilling the pot rivets in, the old camera decided to get a bit warm for me and cut off, so I gave it a break, but I kept on going because I was on a mission. So it ended up turning out pretty good. I've just put them in, sick of them in, pot riveted to that, also a bit of Sikaflex, 2 pot rivets in each corner, so there's 4 holding it on, plus a Sika. But yeah, that's a pretty solid frame there. It's not going anywhere. Yeah, we'll see how we go with the mounting side of things, because what I was thinking is when I am putting it in there, it's got to be easy, you know. I don't want to hang on to this and try and feed that through and blah blah blah. So that's why I thought I'd put them in there so they can stay up there. This end doesn't really matter, just as long as it can't fall back out or twist around, can't move or anything like that. Oh, moment of truth. There we go. So that'll stop it from wanting to go, well, can't anyway because of the 2 edges, but yeah, I'd prefer just to go on that side. Not too shabby at all. Could have been a lot more better ways to do it, but the way I like doing it is the way that'll work for me and the way I can do it myself. And I think that's going to work. And any trial and error, after a few dries, we'll see how it goes. Only issue though is the strapping, how I've got it attached. Other than that, everything else will be fine. It'll give me time to think about extra. And it's nothing stopped me putting a few extra straps around, especially when, not so much the black top, that'll be fine. But when we hit the dirt, corrugations and stuff like that, another job done and dusted. Alright, we just had some good news. So, managed to get in a week earlier. So the suspension is going to get done on the ute. And this time, well, less than this time next week. So she's booked in. It was going to be a week later, but someone pulled out. So I managed to get it in earlier. But we still got a bit to do. I've got to pump out a few more jobs in it, and for now we're just going to make up our sole lead. So I like making all my own leads. That way I can make them to suit, and it's a bit cheaper. I get all the wire offline and all the Anderson plugs and MC4 connectors and stuff like that, and just yeah, make them as I need. This one here, so I've always got this 100-watt panel up top, and I've got this wire just runs down, connects into there. Unregulated panel because obviously the regulator's inside. but I need to make it a bit longer because I actually got it so it can hinge. So it lays flat while I'm driving, but when I pull up I can put it on an angle. And the cord, I already had it, so I just use that. I've been meaning to do this for ages. But the cord, it can't open right up. It's just a bit too short, so we're gonna take that off. And I've got some spare wire over here. I'm lucky, one end's already got the MC4 connectors. And I've got my little kit of Andersons, so I'm gonna make a longer one. Get that done. And then, probably a couple of other littler jobs, but then I want to get underneath the chute and gurney it all down just to make it a bit cleaner for the guys when they do the suspension. So we'll get stuck into it. My little goodies bag full of electrics. I was lucky because I had the wire already for this. Doesn't have to be real heavy because it's only a short distance. This will work good. So me personally, I like to usually crimp and solder. Especially, I don't know, I find it's worked better for me. Especially when the sole leads, for the sole leads, because they lay in the sand. I hate, you know, corrosion and stuff like that. But my little hydraulic crimps are underneath the camper trailer and a lot to get to. So, but this fitting, this bit of wire here is always going to be hanging up high, so it's not laying in sand or dirt or anything. So I'm just going to solder these ones. And down the track if I have to, well, it's just a matter of unsoldering them, pulling them out, then I'll redo it again and crimp them. But it'll work for now. Usually when I'm doing this one I'll have a little flame torch, but I don't have it with me. But it's not too bad, it's not a windy day and it's pretty warm, so that's heating up good enough for me. Solder them first. Now this is how I do it, I'm not a pro but it works for me, so I try get me wires, you know, so there's not much wire exposing between that fitting and the actual wire itself, because I feel if there's too much exposed, that's where that corrosion and that starts. So I try and get it in as close as I can, and then I find it easier too if I'm using just a soldering iron to do this. So I put a bit of solder on the outside and it helps heat up in the inside, but make sure you get that solder off, flick him off, or else it won't go into your Anderson properly, won't clip in. It's just a matter of heating it up and flicking it. Just be careful when you do heat it up. I only heat it up a little bit at a time, then flick, because if you heat it up too much it'll obviously flick the whole end off again. Now, it doesn't really matter what ends these go on, what negative or positive, they're just the same, but it comes down to it matters what part you put them in on this. But anyway, I've got the right side, so this one here is going to go into the positive. You've got to get them in. You've got to clip. Sometimes you might need a screwdriver, like jam a screwdriver in behind it and just push it down so it clips in, but a little bit of force sometimes. But you'll know when it's in there, it just can't pull out on you. And if you do sometimes have troubles and you have soldered it, sometimes there can be solder stuck under that little wedge. And yeah, or under here, that's what I mean about getting the solder off of it. But or you have a close look at if you're even having troubles with it full stop. Could be something from when it was made that's stopping it as well. So we'll have to have a look. How you know if you've done an alright job, or got them in properly I should say, is when you push it in, the wires won't want to pop out on the bottom on you. If you haven't got them in properly, they'll just want to spit back out. So that's a good firm fit, see if it works. Cool. 47 amp volt charge. 47 watt it was. Clouds are coming in and out. So as it goes away, it's pretty efficient, this solar. It's a 100 watt Renogy solar. They go pretty good. I think I've seen it at 70, 80 odd watts, so that's pretty efficient. But oh, here we go. I'm putting out 4.2 amps, so that's working at least. I'll give the wires a bit of a wriggle. Have a look. I just like doing that, just to if there's a bit of a shit connection anywhere. If you do that, it might show up on my app, like the old wattage might go up and down if there is a crap connection somewhere. But pretty stoked with that. See if there's any. Oh no, it's still not even on the best angle, so that's doing pretty well. Oh, it's another job. Alright, so the mailman rock up. He's a pretty cool lad too. So because I'm taking that Starlink, I thought I'd get a spare cord. One, because I don't want to pull out the other cord because it's all fitted and that for the camper trailer, and this one's a shorter one, so it's going to be a bit more ideal for the ute. But two, I wanted to get a spare one because I thought if this cord breaks, there goes me Starlink. I'm stuffed if I'm in the middle of whoop whoop, and we've already had a hiccup with the router. So I thought I'm better off just getting another one anyway. So I went out and got a spare, and this will be the one I run in the ute. And it's good too because I have these little caps. So when I take them out of the dish or the router, I know at least I've got a little cover for them. So that's handy, bit of a bonus. Now we're still trying to figure out where to put them out for this dish. I want to take its normal little mount that's got the stand, but I don't want to. I'd rather just be able to have it on the ute somewhere, just so I'm not taking up too big of a footprint. The only thing I really like having running out of my solar panels. But yeah, I don't really want to run the dish out. So we'll keep looking. Well, mail just keeps on coming today. So I want to explain something to you. You know, most of you that have been following for a while, that I deal a lot with that mob called EcoFlow, which do the power packs and all that. I'm not here to tell you what to get, but what I do get asked is why can't I compare them, like you know, compare them against other ones, or even just yeah, how other ones work, or what else is out there. The hardest thing of that is when, you know, what you see is what I live in, so I'm real restricted to space, so it's really hard to, you know, get everything. I get contacted a fair bit, but it's hard to take everything on board because, you know, I don't got the room. But well, I'm back on the East Coast, and it just happened to be that I did get contacted by another one, and I'm in the position to do it, so I have taken it on. And it's another power pack. It's another good, well-known brand. They're called Bluetti. So it rocked up today. So I'm going to give it a whirl. It hasn't been released yet, but by the time this video goes up, I think they're coming out at the end of this month, so a few weeks or so, or the beginning of April. Well, by the time you see this video, it'll obviously be closer. But yeah, I'm going to give it a trial. And well, you know how I did say I wasn't going to bother with induction because I'm not set up for it. Well, I'm going to take this unit and give it a crack. So I've got to test it out while I'm out there. But yeah, so I just thought I'd take on a few different ones and yeah, do a bit of comparison. Not like a head-on-head race, just more. There's sometimes, you know, when I get something, I wish I could just try them all at once before I actually make my decision. I love my EcoFlow. Well, you know, and I guess it's like anything. If you got something else first, you might get attached to that, and that works for you. So it's just more, just, I don't know, take this as more just showing you what else is out there. But yeah, I'm gonna really like giving this a go too. But anyway, I'm gonna put the feed on it. I'm gonna pull out the induction. I'm gonna give it a test straight up with just cooking a little feed. Then I'll tell you about some of the specs. First things first, I want to get the tucker on. What are we doing? Not much. I'm just going to dice up some bacon. A bit of butter in here. A bit of steak. Those are 1 in Osprey. I'm going to cut them up in little chunks. I've got a whole rump, so these are just the end bits. My favourite. Turn this bad boy on. Well, I'll give you a look at the screen and that. I'll just get this on and have a little chat about it. Bit of bacon. Get in there. Jacking right up 2000. Give you a few features. So probably the biggest one is it's the world's first IP65 all-in-one portable power station. So look, I wouldn't take it for a swim or anything. If you've got a heavy dew night or you're having to forget about it being out, you know, at least you're not gonna like shit yourself straight up if it's getting a bit wet. It can take up to 1200 watt of solar. I think the voltage is between 11 and 60 volt. Like I said, it is the biggest unit I've ever tested, the single unit like. It's got 2400 watt inverter, and it also has a power lifter mode, which can take you up to 3000 watt. 2.4s, that's a lot of thing. Like, I was just running this on 2000 watt and never had a problem. And probably the fast charging. It has a 2400 watt AC input, so it can reach from 0 to 80% in 45 minutes or complete up to 100% in 70 minutes. I wouldn't recommend using that all the time. Like I said, I wasn't intending to take anything like that on this trip. I was just going to cook with my little gas cooker. Same time, I didn't want to because of the wind. I know how good induction was, but my ute's not set up for it. I could have taken out one of the setup of the camper trailer, but I didn't want to really pull it all out neither. And then, well, this opportunity come along, you know, and I might not get another one again. If I said no and I go away, that the next time I maybe not near a place, you know, I can store stuff like that, or I have an address is one of my bigger things, getting something sent to an address. So I did say yes, and I am keen to test it out. That's just the first thing I've done with it. And now I am a little bit happy because I can take my induction cooker, and that's just going to save me gas, which, you know, I don't have to carry so many of them now. And what else I might do, because I have it on board and I'm taking it, I may as well, what I'm thinking, I might disconnect my main power, like not disconnect it, but not run anything off my main setup in the ute, and run it all into this, like run my fridge, run my freezer, run me, like, you know, I can do so much. Like, some of the lights are hardwired in, but me fan, I've got the Starlink cooking, I'll run it all off of it and I'll see how it goes. I will have solar for it. I ain't going to hook up solar to it, so I'll take a couple of my panels to keep it topped up as I go. So I'll have me set up for the ute, solar panels for the ute and the solar panels for this. But yeah, it'll be worth seeing how it goes. But anyway, getting close, I think. Anyway, grubs up. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you again next week.